You know, I don't think there could be a more perfect place to premiere this movie than in New York City at the New York Film Festival. And it's such a love letter to New York City, this movie. And obviously it's set in New York City. I knew the story like a lot of people because I saw the the fantastic documentary Man on Wire, and I remember just being obsessed with that moment. Like, what must that feel like when you've done all this planning and it comes down to, all right, now I got to actually do it and step onto that wire, and I love how central that is to this movie, to the Robert Zemeckis' film, The Walk. That moment when he first goes from, all right, now I got one foot on the building, and now I have no feet on the building. Now they're both feet on the wire. I'm doing this, and that's what life is made of. Is those moments, those transition moments. You're like, oh man, I got to do this. It's scary, but I got to do it, and then you do it. This is a risky movie. It's risky in that it's a grand, visual, spectacular action movie that doesn't have anybody killing anybody. No one gets shot. There's no car chases or explosions. And when you do something unconventional like that in Hollywood, it's risky. But I was happy to go along for the ride, and I'm really glad that I did. I'm really proud of the movie. Philippe actually insisted that he be the one to teach me to walk on the wire. Not everybody who's good at doing something is also good at teaching that thing, but he was a great teacher. He actually really was, and I think it's because he's such an optimist. He really believed that I could walk on the wire on my own and learn to do it. And he convinced me that I could do it, and once I believed that I could do it, then I could. I never particularly thought I would learn how to do it, but once the challenge was in front of me, I was really excited. It's the kind of thing that intrigues me, and it's actually a lot of fun walking on a wire. It's hard on your body, it's hard on your feet, and really all of your muscles. But when you find that sweet spot and you're actually in balance, you get this rush of positive reinforcement it's sort of addicting. It's really fun. Well, it started out that we wanted to just get together and watch Back to the Future because we were all so excited to be working for Mr. Zemeckis. And then after that night, we were like, let's do this again. He has so many great movies, and we watched Romancing the Stone and Castaway and What Lies Beneath and Death Becomes Her. And it's not all the time you get to work with someone whose movies have really impacted you, and it was great to sort of revel in that. Charlotte's a fantastic actress, and I think a really important part of the story. And I really like the love story in this movie. It's not a conventional love story because they don't kiss and ride off in the sunset together. And I really admire Mr. Zemeckis for kind of sticking to that because a lot of Hollywood conventional wisdom would say, yeah, it doesn't matter if it really happened in real life. It'll please the audience. Just give it a happy ending. But he didn't. And I think that makes it feel a lot more human and real. And Charlotte really brought a lot to that. This movie was designed from the very beginning as a 3D movie. And it's baked into the DNA of the story. Just the depth of here's a man where you can see him or his feet in the foreground on a wire, and in the background all the expanse of New York City. And I watched as Bob every day, every shot he set up. Because I like to listen to directors talk with their cinematographers, and he would be talking about the 3D and the depth. And I actually I heard Bob answer a question yesterday. Someone asked, "Would you ever convert any of your older movies into 3D?" And he said, "No, I wouldn't, because they weren't designed that way."